Thank you, Premier, and good afternoon to you. To Walter, thank you for welcoming us to your land today, and I also acknowledge the traditional owners of the land where we meet, the Whadjuk Noongar people, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. I'd also like to acknowledge amongst this vast crowd the Honourable Rita Saffioti, Minister for Transport, Planning and Ports, other members of Parliament, Federal and State. To Paige and Sandra and your team from the Property Council, it's been terrific working with you. To all the Directors General here, we're just giving you something more to do. To the CEOs, to the mayors, to the industry leaders, and can I most importantly call out my fellow IWA board members and the IWA team. Welcome to you all. Everybody who's here today, let me say, your interest in the launch of this draft strategy is very much appreciated. The depth and breadth of your backgrounds and sectors mirrors the broad spectrum of interests and issues that have informed the development of the draft infrastructure strategy. As you would be aware, infrastructure is a multifaceted and complex field of enterprise. That's because at the end of the day, infrastructure isn't about structures. It's about people. It's about businesses. It's about communities. And it's about the environment. It shapes how we move. It shapes how we work. It shapes how we socialise and how we evolve and grow as a society. It improves productivity, our well-being and our way of life. It can deliver business improvements and employment outcomes, and it should bring benefits to everyone who uses it. The right type of infrastructure builds strong and prosperous states. When you look across WA as we've done, we think we've done pretty well in this state in the past. If you consider the success of our major industries, the structure of our communities and the standard of living we enjoy, that's something to celebrate, ladies and gentlemen. But can we do better? And do we need to do better? As someone who's been involved in infrastructure directly and indirectly for more than 4 decades now, I say, yes, we can. I've seen the potential for improvement through many lenses over those 4 decades. Most recently, it was first-hand as head of the Special Inquiry into Government Programs and Projects in 2018. That inquiry examined more than 30 programs and projects that had happened in recent times, and the purpose was to learn how we could have done better. Now, as the first chair of the Board of Infrastructure WA, it's been my great privilege to look at how we can do better through the development of this first strategy. I congratulate the Premier and his government for establishing Infrastructure WA and tasking it with this first priority to develop this strategy. If recent times have shown us anything, it's that circumstances can and do change rapidly, and we need to be ready to adapt. To do so in our collective best interest, we need to view infrastructure as part of a long-term plan with a pathway forward. We need a strategy that caters for future challenges like population growth, and yes, we will have population growth again, like climate change, like social inequality, potential future pandemics, hopefully limited, and inevitable economic fluctuations across our state. And while the volume and value of WA's resource base is currently plentiful and so critically important to us, it is almost certainly finite. So we also need to plan for more diversity and sustainability for our economic future. Foundations for a Stronger Tomorrow, the name we have given to this strategy, provides that strategic and integrated response. It delivers for the very first time in our state's history a holistic picture of how statewide strategic infrastructure planning and delivery can help to realise Western Australia's enormous social, economic and environmental potential. It also puts our state in the best possible position to maximise the benefits from sound investment. Foundations for a Stronger Tomorrow is focused on delivering fundamentals across all of government and all of the state. It seeks to better align government planning and policy and improve the skills and resources available for infrastructure delivery. It's about, in my view, having the right people in the right position to deliver the right outcomes for government, industry and community. The strategy calls for greater attention to quality business cases to support future investments, business cases that will ensure best possible outcomes for the spending of taxpayers' funds. As the Premier mentioned, this strategy makes 88 recommendations, including an array of major projects and programs. In our view, the strategy strikes an important balance between major infrastructure programs and projects and non-build responses, including governance settings, policies and regulatory reforms. It focuses on how we can build upon the work already underway in government. We haven't recreated the wheel. We've drawn off the work that's occurring across government and get more out of the infrastructure we already have through effective asset management regimes. The strategy is something that business and industry has been seeking for some time to enable them to better plan for government work over the medium term. If adopted, we believe the recommendations will provide that greater level of certainty for industry, and importantly, it will provide that greater level of certainty for jobs across industry. Now, I have to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, this strategy is a serious policy document. It demands more than being an easy nighttime read. I encourage you to take the time to delve into the detail of the report and then to provide your feedback. Getting to this point has been a significant task and one that has drawn on expertise from within and outside of government. I therefore take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank all of those who have been involved, many of whom I see in the room today. Continued collaboration will be vital moving forward as Infrastructure WA invites your feedback before finalising the strategy later this year. Before closing, I would like to take this opportunity to pay my enormous gratitude and thanks to the team at Infrastructure WA for their tireless efforts and their professionalism, expertise and dedication. Congratulations to you all on a great job well done. I'd also like to thank my fellow board members who have brought public and private sector skills together around a table to guide the development of this draft strategy.